To make this dish, it's really simple. All you have to do is season a couple handfuls of breadcrumbs. Breadcrumbs, a little black pepper, some salt, and we're going to put just a little bit of water in here. That's going to moisturize the breadcrumbs, and that's going to get them to stick to the cheese when we finally put them on. Okay, so keeping your fingers dry, grab the cheese, just dip the face of it onto the egg, right into the breadcrumbs. Give it a good push. You see that? Turn it over in your hand and do the same thing again on the other side. Now these could be done ahead up until this point and kept in the refrigerator until your guests come. You can just pull them out of the fridge and go right into the sauté pan from there. Okay, these are good to go. We go over to our nonstick pan. We don't want too much oil on here. Remember I talked about the delicate flavor of our goat cheese. So use a nonstick pan, a tablespoon of oil, get it good and hot. Again, cool on the inside, crispy and warm on the outside. That's going to be the goal here. While these guys are sauteing, I'm going to get ready for the rest of this dish. Now, it's tomato season. It's the middle of summer. You take the very best tomatoes you can. Remember, a great tomato, you can actually taste the smell. So when you smell in, and you can smell like you've been walking through the green vines, they're just about perfectly. Now these tomatoes are a little bit smaller, so I'm going to leave them, cut just one big steak out of each tomato, and give myself a little drama here. A little bit of gray salt. Always season your tomatoes. You know, I have sandwiches and salads, they put tomatoes on them, they don't season them, they make me crazy. They don't taste like anything. Okay, black pepper. Now here's where I'm going to use a little bit of unfiltered olive oil. Unfiltered olive oil is the stuff that's cloudy in the bottle, and you say to yourself, what should I do with this unfiltered olive oil? It's not an ingredient, it's a condiment. The difference being a condiment you add once you get to the table or right before you sit down. A really nice, very flavorful unfiltered olive oil. Goes on there. We come over to these guys, carefully turn them over. See that? Just perfect, crispy and cool. I'm going to turn these guys over really quick. All right. Now what we're going to do is take a couple of these lozenges right on top of the tomato. All right, now what we have is a little herb salad. We just go to the garden, we have parsley, wild mustard, basil, chives, whatever you have around, it really doesn't matter. But a nice little herb salad on this is just fantastic. Pile those guys up in the middle. Just a little bit of red wine vinegar just on top of that cheese, and a little bit on the greens. I don't need any olive oil on the greens because I have enough richness in the cheese. It's going to play all the way through. Now, I don't know about you. Everybody's always talking about, you want chicken, you want pork, you want beef for dinner. When I have cheese like this and it's that spectacular, you know, we started this show with the humblest of all ingredients you can imagine, a breadcrumb. But growing up, always seeing my mom saving the bread, making sure that it was stale, grinding it. That was part of the process of me growing up. Tie that in with a 20-year-old friendship with Laura Chanel, one of the premier goat cheese producers of all the world. We get a couple of amazing dishes. A handful of breadcrumbs, a little piece of veal, turns into a veal Milanese with a salsa rosa. And of course, this little bistecca de pomodorini with some fromage de capra. Tomato steak with some goat cheese are fantastic. We always talk about having a relationship with your food. This salsa rosa was something that I grew up on, and this goat cheese is something that took my career from here to here. When I can taste those two things in a dish, it's a success every time.